Hi, I'm Manjeet from Affitto Estate Agents in Leicestershire.
And I'm Hayre Affitto from Kudos Training. I am here to interview Manjeet as employer of Katie. So if we can go back right to the beginning, to how you employed Katie. First of all, why did you decide that you would like to employ a young person as an apprentice in your business?
I was actually introduced to Kudos through another company who has an apprentice from Kudos. They said how easy they found it, and that they found it was very simple, the whole process of from recruiting to training to employing. So luckily we're in the same building as Kudos, so we were able to interact with them. We spoke to them 2 years ago, or we spoke to Kudos 2 years ago, and just took all the notes on what they offered, and then 2 years later we decided we had the need for staff, so we took on an apprentice.
So describe your recruitment process. How many people did you see? How many CVs did you get?
We saw approximately we'd done approximately 9 interviews over the space of about 2 weeks, so it was fairly intense. There was a lot of people to see. We saw a total of 20 CVs, and we chose Katie immediately after her interview. She was the last interview, so we did sort of compare all of them and saw which one would fit the role in the business the best, but Katie was the one.
So why Katie? What did she have that others didn't?
Katie came from a family that has previously been in business, so we felt that there would be, because there's a lot of responsibility in our business, whether it's in terms of handling money, or whether it's in terms of dealing with banking or difficult clients or referencing, data protection. A lot of it is extremely important in our business to understand how important everyone's places are, and because of that, because Katie had been working in her father's business, I felt that she had done most of these things and had the responsibility of it. And then after that she was working at a childcare nursery, so it meant she interacted well with others. She was bubbly. If she was taking care of children, she had to be to a certain standard. She was taking care of the kids and speaking to the parents as well. So I just felt that, and the way she came across, I just felt she was right.
So she didn't have any experience in the industry as
yeah,
such,
not in our particular field.
But she had the qualities you were looking for.
That's right, yeah. And because she was still young, we were able to mould her into what the business requires of her.
Right. And so you recruited Katie. Was she your first apprentice?
We had an apprentice previously, but that we had to let them go due to the change of the business. The business changed. There was nothing wrong with the apprentice, but the business itself changed location, which the tenant couldn't. The apprentice couldn't deal with. Yeah.
So did you have so you had some kind of an understanding of what it's like to employ a young person, an apprentice?
Yes, yeah. We knew what we were up against, or we knew what was in store for us. So there wasn't any issue in terms of who we would be dealing with and what we would be doing. The whole process, and then Kudos helped us explain to us what the process would be. Obviously every training academy is different, so they explained how they work and everything, which worked perfect for us anyways. It ticked all the boxes.
Excellent. So how is it different to employ an apprentice to employ a full member of staff?
The only problem that I can foresee with a full member of staff is if we would probably take on somebody between 25 and 35 for our industry. They've probably got a few years of experience in a letting company or in an estate agency. The issue that we have there is if somebody is set in their ways, it's quite hard to mould them to what the business requires. Our business is very different in terms of how we do business. We're not on a high street, we do everything on the internet. So we really needed somebody who hadn't experienced any other agency, and we were able to feed what we require to them for our specific business model.
Right, okay. So you employed Katie and she stayed with you for a year now?
Yes, that's right.
And have, within that year, if you can describe the first 3 months of her apprenticeship and where she is now compared to then?
In the first 3 months we were just basically showing her the ropes. showing her what we do, how we do it, who the clients are, who the property portfolios belong to. Every client obviously has a different number of properties, so there are clients that only have one who leave the complete responsibility to us. Some of our clients are plumbers, so you have to send the actual client out to do work in the property themselves. Some of them you need to arrange maintenance, repair, engineers. So it takes quite a while to be able to understand exactly what the business requires and what the people require as individuals. So the first 3 months was really just her getting to know everything. Month 3 to 6 was her putting everything she had learnt into practice, where we watched over her and saw that she was doing everything fine. We were always available for help as well, should there be anything that's required. And then month 6 onwards, she was out by herself really. Month 6 she got a company car, so she was able to travel around Leicester, go meet clients, go meet customers, take property pictures, let handymen in if there's any work that needs to be done, dropping off keys, etc. So she was very much independent after month 6.
And what would you say has been Katie's biggest achievement with your company?
I would say her biggest achievement probably has been just being able to completely run the whole business by herself. I could happily leave her here with the other staff and know that everything's being taken care of. Katie's been able to basically do everything A to Z from the moment that we walk in the morning and switch the lights on until the shutters go down in the evening. She's learned how to do everything. So I would say her achievement is more of as a whole of being able to run the business.
So has would you say that's met your expectation, exceeded your expectations?
I would say it's definitely exceeded my expectations. I was expecting to have to put her through a bit more training actually before she would be able to take on the role and take on all the responsibilities that she has, but it's definitely exceeded what I was expecting.
Excellent. And what did you find being challenging with employing young persons and apprentices?
I wouldn't really say there were any challenges. It was actually easier than I thought it would be. Katie's an extremely responsible individual, and I think that there hasn't really been any challenges really. There's obviously been the learning part where things are just different, but again every business will have those things that are different. You can go from one estate agency to a similar one next door, but there'll just be the way that processes are done are different. The good thing that we've had with Katie is, or we have with Katie is, we will teach her how we do the things in her role, and then we'll let her do the roles. We'll let her do the practice herself. So if she doesn't necessarily have to do everything in the same manner that we would, if she feels that she has an easier method to get from A to B, we're completely fine with her doing that. And again, she's been very creative as well.
So has she set the standard?
She definitely has set a really high standard. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
So, are you continuing with your recruitment of young people?
We are. We've just taken on our new apprentice today as well. So there's another apprentice. We are looking for a third apprentice. Again, through Kudos, we've just found the support second to none, and we've been happy with everything that we've received. Nothing to complain about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the type of support you received from Kudos?
We received support from initially taking the person on, what we need to look for, because we hadn't employed previously, what we had to look for when employing, what we had to look for when training. They do get taken away for a few days in a year, where they go on their IT training, but they come back with a wealth of knowledge in terms of Excel, all of the IT stuff that we require, PowerPoint presentations. We go in front of quite a few number of landlords, so we have to have a good presentation, and I feel that the training that they've received has been really good for being able to put together what we need to present to our clients.
Alright, and what would be your advice to an employer that never experienced having apprentice young people in their business?
I would say it would be like employing anyone really. There's only benefits that I can really see from my experience, and the benefits being that they're extremely flexible in terms of you can mould them to your exact requirements for the business.
Alright, well thank you very much for your time, Manjeet.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.